It's very rare that you see me do a video that's negative about power miners. This is the one time I'll be hitting power miners with the most negative feedback that I possibly can. I think that the third wave of power miners really killed the theme's momentum. There were only 4 sets released in the last wave, which is basically a sign that LEGO was going to give up the theme and retire it. Not only that, but the fact that it was the third wave, which is basically considered the death number for most original products by LEGO. They tend to do this thing where they test out a product by 3 waves only, and if the second wave doesn't sell at whatever rate they expected, they'll close off the theme by releasing half of the wave that they conceptualized and discard the rest or repurpose it somehow. This is why a lot of power miners canceled vehicles actually just reappear in Atlantis. These were all planned power miner sets that were repurposed into other themes, so I haven't really gotten into why I dislike wave 3 of power miners. Well, there's a lot of reasons, but I want to start off with the story. I feel that the first 2 waves had a pretty solid, simple, engaging narrative with a lot of good potential direction to broaden the theme's story. What I mean by that is, good, successful LEGO themes start off with very simple stories. Bionicle started with the 6 Toa, Hero Factory started with the Rookies, and Ninjago had the 4 ninja heroes and their master. Of course, as time went on, these themes continued to bring about new sets of characters and villain dynamics, once people were coaxed into caring about the story. These are all very simple thematic ways to engage adults and children, but all of that really fell apart once power miners hit the third wave. While I admit that yes, the idea that the team encountered new special monsters called lava monsters was a great idea, and I'm appreciative of the unique molds that we received from both Eruptorr and the lava monsters, I just wasn't all that thrilled about the idea of replacing the mining equipment with water weapons. The idea in itself isn't bad, like on paper that sounds awesome, but my problem lies in the point where the thematic consistency of changing the story to be centered around discovering the source of the earthquakes to ultimately resolving it by the third wave, because after all this time, Eruptorr was the major reason why the earthquakes were happening in the first place. Boxing the story into one big rushed conclusion just doesn't sit right with me, but I get it, it's a band-aid that they had to put on an already failing theme. Besides that, the physical color scheme of the sets just threw everything off completely. Blue water cannons on lime green isn't necessarily a bad color scheme, but I feel that it strips away what made power miners look so good in its first 2 waves. On top of that, they got rid of the blue where it really matters, which was on the miners themselves. The entire outfit was replaced with pearl silver, which is admittedly a bland color palette. Also, it kind of bothers me that every single member of the team now has a generic drill patch on their torso. They just completely got rid of the unique insignias they used originally. I can't help but to think this is more like a half-baked last attempt at pushing out a tiny wave of sets because they already committed to producing the molds for Eruptorr and the lava monsters. The only set that I really liked from this wave was Lavatraz, so much so that I made a double-sized mock of the entire compound. But I'm having a hard time really coming up with anything notable about the rest of the sets from this wave. The Clawcatcher was alright, I like the play features, but the build is just a little bit awkward. The last thing I will say, just to keep this video on a positive note, is they went hard with the designs for Eruptorr and the lava monsters. I just wish they put this much care into other attributes of this wave, even if it's just the final send-off for the theme. Although, wait, actually, here's one more thing. Before I end this video, I did have a close friend look over the script and I did gloss over one set from the series, and that's the Magma Mech. The Magma Mech seems to be a reprise of the Mine Mech, being twice the size and equipped with a water cannon drill and a claw. If anything, it definitely follows the design merit of the original wave of power miners, but somehow still feels a little bit far from being a great set, just because it was grouped together with the lava sub-theme. Overall, I feel that most people have forgotten about the third wave, and I can imagine that the first 2 waves were really just a lightning in a bottle situation. The perfect set of colors, story, and visual appeal that kept everything together. I can imagine if LEGO brought back power miners, we'd see a redesign of classic sets like the Thunder Driller and the Crystal Sweeper, in a slightly larger scale with more specialized parts, maybe even entirely new vehicles and locations with different colored rock monsters that just haven't been done before, but who knows really. Anyway, that's really all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys in the next video.